The Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
The freezing rain and sleet is coming down, making the roads slippery and dangerous. So if you have to be out on those roads tonight, be careful. And thanks for watching the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
I'm Sarah Sanchez. We have 13 hours left in this winter weather advisory. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with us now. So what can we expect in the meantime, though, Rachel, the next 12 hours or so?
It's all going to be about road treatments. I think that a lot of treated roads are likely fine, main roads, but you got to watch those exit ramps, the on-ramps, the off-ramps, your back deck, your patio. Those are the surfaces that are going to be more slippery as we head through the evening and into tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the satellite and radar. Lots of pink, so you might be looking out the window going, it just looks like rain at my house. But it's freezing rain because temperatures are below freezing, and that can form an icy glaze on untreated surfaces. This will come to an end between 2 to 4 a.m. So it is not doing anything when you wake up in the morning. So why is there a weather impact alert in effect until 7 a.m.? There could still be some lingering slippery spots. You may need to allow yourself some extra time to kind of scrape the ice off your car, throw some salt down. Slight chance that there are some school delays in towns that need to kind of dig the buses out. Don't shoot the messenger. Check in with the Fox 61 morning show crew. It is just rain along the immediate shoreline, but it's freezing rain right now for Durham and Wallingford. Rain in Essex and Lyme and Stonington right now, and up through Ledyard. These are the lucky areas that are seeing just rain with temperatures above freezing. But it's freezing rain and sleet, a mixture of the two in Torrington and Canton right now. And if we widen things out, you'll see a little break in the action, but some more will be filling back in again. Here's a look at those temperatures below freezing for most, again, except for the immediate shoreline, southeastern Connecticut, and Danbury lucky up to 34 degrees. So we'll continue to see that icy mixture overnight tonight. But again, it is gone by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Then we hit 50 by afternoon. We'll take a closer look at the warm up that follows. Your full forecast is coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. We've been talking about how slippery the roads are out there, so let's get a live look with Fox 61's Annette Montgomery. She is in Manchester right now on our Fox 61 Storm Tracker. Annette, what are you seeing out there?
Well, Brent and Sarah, I'm seeing exactly what Rachel said. Just seeing that freezing rain coming down, it is making the roads a lot more slick. And to her point about that untreated roadways, we did actually pass 2 accidents, one in West Hartford, one in Meriden, and both were actually near exits. So definitely that untreated roadway definitely may have been a factor. So just showing you what we're seeing on our drive right now. We are seeing low visibility, as I stated before. We're seeing a lot of people, everybody with their headlights on, but we're seeing a lot of people kind of merging to be away from these trucks like the one you're seeing on the right-hand side of your screen, and that's because you can see there's a lot of kickback just from that rain. The good news is we aren't seeing a lot of frozen water on the roadways, and we actually on I-84 West, which we're on right now, but in Tolland, we did see a snowplow on the road, and that snowplow was clearing out snow, so definitely we know crews are out here. But again, as Brent said earlier, you know, you do want to drive slower because you can see, again, a lot of wet water on this roadway, a lot of, again, people swerving to try to avoid being behind other vehicles. We are seeing low visibility. Now, this is one of those situations where if you don't have to be out on the road, I wouldn't be, because again, when that heavier burst of rain is moving through, we are seeing a lot of spray kickback from vehicles, making it very hard to see on the roadways. But we are currently driving through several different cities and towns, so we'll be back here later on in the newscast to bring you what we're seeing on our drive. Live from the Storm Tracker, Annette Montgomery, Fox 61.
All right, Annette, thank you. We'll see you later on. You can stay up to date on the latest forecast 24/7 on our free Fox 61 Plus, our free streaming app. Just download it now on your smart TV for free.
We have some breaking news out of Hartford. The Office of Inspector General says Stephen Jones, who was shot by a Hartford police officer last week, has died. We got the alert a few hours ago. You're looking at some of the recently released body cam video of the moments leading up to a confrontation. Officials say he was pronounced dead at 3:03 this afternoon. His body will be taken to the chief medical examiner's office. The Inspector General's investigation is still ongoing.
And after 2 deadly police shootings in Hartford about a week apart, both of them stemming from emotionally disturbed person calls, we're taking a closer look tonight at the protocol for officers in these situations.
Fox 61's Alicia Hercules shares how police and the city respond to those calls.
City officials say police only get involved in these calls if there's a threat of violence. So far this year, the Hartford Police Department says it responded to more than 300 calls for an emotionally disturbed person without any notable incidents.
Hey, drop the knife. Drop the knife.
The Hartford Police Department says it responds to multiple emotionally disturbed person or EDP calls a shift. Just last year, they responded to more than 1,500 calls. Hartford Mayor Arunan Arlampalam says the city's emergency assistance response team typically responds to EDP calls.
We continue to try to expand our mental health response here at the city to ensure that there's a non-police response to incidents like these when possible.
But officers get involved if there is an active threat of violence to themselves or others.
In both these cases, there was an attempt to get that mental health response in the Capitol Ave case. That was a first response there, and they felt like they couldn't be successful, and that's when they asked for police to step in.
In the police shooting on Blue Hills Avenue, the mayor says they attempted to get mental health professionals there.
When the victim stepped out on the street with a knife, it just escalated very quickly because of the safety of those surrounding, and they were not able to get there in time.
He adds that police tried to de-escalate the situation first. However, Josh Mickdom, a city council member, says the city needs to review its methods.
You had people who were trying to do the work of de-escalation, and they were talking about de-escalation with their guns drawn.
Mickdom thinks officers responding to these calls with guns is counterproductive.
Most of us have been alive too long and seen police operate too long to feel calmed with a gun on us.
He believes the city needs to take a deeper look at these responses beyond the scope of the Inspector General's reports.
Like, we have the mechanisms to say, was a cop to blame? But we don't have the mechanisms to say, what other steps can we take so that we don't have to do this analysis again?
The mayor says as they learn more information about both shootings, they will continue to evaluate their police response to EDP calls to make sure they're being handled safely and appropriately. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Clinton firefighters say the man they rescued from an apartment fire yesterday has died now. Crews were called to a senior complex on Lantern Green Road around 11 a.m. First responders say they found 61-year-old Glenn Hall on the second floor in the hallway, and he later died at the hospital with severe burns. Nobody else was hurt. The Red Cross has helped people in 3 other units. The investigation is ongoing.
Amidst Iranian retaliation to the ongoing U.S.-Israeli airstrikes, critical oil exports from the region have essentially come to a halt. Some Connecticut drivers are now preparing for increased prices at the pump. Fox 61's Aaron Coogan explains how high prices are expected to spike and for how long we could see that increase.
Well, according to AAA, if you filled up your gas tank yesterday, you're 4 cents a gallon richer than someone who fueled up today. And while the overnight increase isn't an immediate bank breaker, it's a clear indication of the volatility of the overseas oil market.
With 7 children and 5 grandchildren, I have to make choices: gas, food, rent, and it's not easy.
As conflict in the Middle East intensifies, back here at home, it's folks like Joe Corelli who say they're anticipating the local economic fallout from the fighting overseas, particularly as it pertains to rising gas prices.
Being on a fixed income, gas prices going up really affects my overall choices.
Gas prices obviously are already high enough, so imagining just seeing more of prices going up higher is definitely going to hurt people.
According to AAA, overnight Monday in Connecticut, the price of gas per gallon increased 4 cents compared to a national jump of about 11 cents. The increase reflects 2 strains to the fuel market, the first being a seasonal switch to a summer blend gasoline, the other being the current instability in global oil markets.
Normally, we would see an uptick of, say, a couple cents here and there, maybe 5-6 cents a gallon with the seasonal switch. In other states, as I mentioned, we're seeing upwards of 10 cents already overnight. So this is a bigger jump.
And while it's difficult to predict how high prices could jump,
I'm afraid that it will go up further.
Quinnipiac International Business Professor Mohammed Elahi says it's all dependent on how quickly fleet ships that carry crude oil can make their way out from the Strait of Hormuz.
That is like a choke point. 20% of our daily consumption of oil passes through that strait daily.
Take a look. Crude oil is a main ingredient in the gasoline we use in cars, jet fuel, and diesel. About 20% of the world's oil supply, which equates to hundreds of millions of dollars a day, is transported through the narrow waterway that borders Iran. And while it's not as easy as saying the strait is open or closed, because of the attacks and the ongoing threat of Iranian retaliation, many shipping companies have halted their operations as a safeguard.
It is within the range of all Iranian missiles, and already Iran has attacked 5 ships. Several people have been killed. 1 container has been sunk. So naturally, other shipping companies, they would not take the risk and send their oil through the Strait of Hormuz.
And the thing we need to keep in mind, as President Donald Trump has indicated troops are prepared for prolonged fighting, is that even when the immediate war comes to a close, our oil supply isn't going to be immediately resolved. The longer that the conflict persists in the Middle East, the greater threat we're going to have here at home to having issues not only at the pump, but in any product or service that relies on transportation. In Hartford, Erin Coogan, Fox 61.